Now you come to your main problem of Air Force. आपके पास 42 स्क्वाड्रन होने चाहिए, वो भी नहीं है.
How important is the indigenization of the aircraft?
That is the only answer. Not important, only answer. Important तो होगा when you have got lot of choices. No, there is no choice. If you have one ruler of the market, Indian government agency sitting there, they will not produce results, and that's what happened in IAF.
A 28-year-old Indian Air Force pilot, IAF's legacy Jaguar aircraft, and a malfunction. And then, disastrous news. Flight Lieutenant Siddharth Yadav lost his life in a night training flight. The Indian Air Force confirms that the pilots faced a technical malfunction. This fatal incident has once again divided opinions. Gut-wrenching videos of pilots' family have gone viral. The nation mourns another officer's death. In just 26 days, 2 Jaguars crashed. Many have raised the alarm. Big questions that need to be answered soon have been raised. Indian Air Force's legacy aircraft is under the lens. And the biggest question is, why are the Jaguars still flying? When a pilot gets old, his or her experience comes in handy. But what about an aircraft? The issue is much more complex than it seems. Why, you ask? Who better than retired Wing Commander Praful Bakshi to explain?
Now you come to your main problem of Air Force. आपके पास 42 स्क्वाड्रन होने चाहिए, मेरे हिसाब से तो ज़्यादा होने चाहिए, पर किसी ने मैजिक फिगर बनाई है 42 स्क्वाड्रन, ठीक है, आई डोंट चैलेंज देम, ओके 42 स्क्वाड्रन, वो भी नहीं है, आपके 30.5 या 31 ऐसा चल रहा है मामला. क्यों? क्योंकि आपके जितने जहाज, चाहे मिराज, चाहे जैगवार, चाहे सुखोई के वेरियस वर्जन, मिग 29, रफाल, ये सारे बाहर के हैं.
Jaguar is the same aircraft that bluffed Pakistani F-16s in 2019. The same aircraft played vital roles in the Kargil War and secured Siachen for India in the 1984 Operation Meghdoot. Jaguars were commissioned by the Indian Air Force in late 1970s. They have served with distinction for nearly half a century now. But for how long will these old birds keep flying? India is now the only country in the entire world to still be using these fighter jets, first used by the British RAF in the early 1970s. Is it a need? Is it a strategy? Or is it an obligation?
फ्रांस भी यूज़ कर रहा था, इंग्लैंड भी यूज़ कर रहा था, शाद, नाइजीरिया, ये सब कंट्रीज यूज़ कर रही थी, सब ने बंद कर दिया. 2003, 2004 सब ने बंद कर दिया. आप करते जा रहे हो, क्यों करते जा रहे हो? यहाँ पे सिर्फ ये नहीं कि आपको शौक है, आपकी नीड है. आपकी नीड क्यों है? आपको थ्रेट है.
What's the major issue with these fighter aircraft? A source from leading spare part suppliers to HAL tells this reporter that the original equipment manufacturers or OEMs of the aircraft have shut shop. And to find the original spares made by the OEMs is next to impossible. The source also claimed that the people responsible for procurement of defense equipment are non-technical, non-aviation people. This source also questioned their qualifications.
How important is the indigenization of the aircraft?
That is the only answer. Not important, only answer. Important तो होगा when you have got lot of choices. No, there is no choice. You have to indigenize, and we have only started thinking about it now. We should have done it 40 years back. But thanks to the present regime of government that at least we are on the right path.
As we look at the Jaguars, one can't help think about the Made in India LCA Tejas. What's happening there?
In Tejas, we started inducting in 2016. 2016. Actually, we should go back to 1984 when we conceived that aircraft. First aircraft flew in 2001, 17 years. Then the induction started another 15 years later, 2016. Today we are in 2024. I do not have the first 40 aircraft also. So this is the production capability.
The concern of the air chief is understandable. Of course, the squadron strengths are going down. So we have now promised that we will have all these structures ready, and we have conveyed this. We in multiple meetings at different levels. We have conveyed this, that we are building this, and once the engines are available, this will start rolling out.
Meanwhile, amid the concerns, HAL revised its LCA Mark 1 December 2010 contract by over 500 crores as per an April 2025 regulatory filing. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is the main public sector entity responsible for indigenous aerial defense equipment in India. Does that mean the toll is completely on HAL? Is there a dire need to open the doors to private players?
Start indigenization process, what Prime Minister Modi has said, at a breakneck speed. Increase your speed. Involve your problem is your private industry is not taking part. If you have one ruler of the market, Indian government agency sitting there, they will not produce results, and that's what happened in HAL.
To add to this, our defense supplier source also made pointed arguments. They say the Babus ruling the roost of defense procurement have misinterpreted PM Modi's Make in India vision. The idea was to make India self-sufficient. But that does not imply that everything needs to be made in India.
Do we take cognizance of the indications? Do we recognize our experts? And if experts recognize, do they have the voice to bring out their concern? Do their bosses have the voice to bring out their concern to the government? All these things gather together and create a big mass of problem.
The source highlighted this to reporter that HAL wants the spare parts of the legacy aircraft to be made in India too. What does this mean? An added monetary burden on taxpayers, as yet another PSU begins setting up a production facility. The source says that if the procurement process of HAL for legacy aircraft spare parts changes, then Jaguars can easily fly till 2040. There are claims, there are counters, there are opinions, there are complexities too. But India's aging fighter jet crisis is real. And who is facing the heat?